Good morning, dear children. In this lecture, we will learn about public facilities and sustainable development. So, let's start with public facilities. In our last lecture, we have learned income is a most important attribute to comparing countries, and except income, there are also so many other criteria like infant mortality rate, literacy rate, net attendance ratio. Okay, so what is net attendance ratio, dear children? Net attendance ratio is the total number of children of age group 6 to 10 years attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. Means total number of children within the age group 16 to 10 years, how many children are attending school, right? So all these criteria, including income, we can improve with the help of public facilities. So let us talk about what are public facilities, why it is important, and what are its advantages. So children, you can see in your NCERT book in the topic public facilities, there is one statement that money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well. Okay, so what does it mean, dear? It means only income or money is not everything if you do not have the facilities around you. Okay, isn't it? So public facilities like police station, a school, hospital, airport, and you can say like railway station, highways, all together called public facilities, and including your public distribution shops like grocery shops around you, all are the public facilities. So money cannot buy everything. Like number one, you can say clear air or clean environment, or you can say pollution free environment, and number two, protection from infectious diseases. Okay, if you have money, means you cannot protect yourself from infectious diseases if you don't have proper public facilities. Now we will talk about why public facilities. Dear children, we are enjoying all public facilities collectively. Collectively means as a group or as a whole. We are enjoying public facilities together, right? So dear children, you can see in the screen, if anything we are using collectively means it will be cheapest, obviously. Example, you can say security, transportation, etc. Okay, if public facilities are good, what will be done? So performance of other criteria also improves. For example, you can say like Kerala. Okay, it has low infant mortality rate and net attendance ratio is high. Okay, so because their health facilities, education facilities, all are good. So if public facilities are good, other criteria also will be improved. Now we will talk about sustainability of development. As you already learned about sustainable development in geography, our chapter resources and development. So in the terms of economics, you can say as more and more development happens, more and more resources get used up. Okay, so the resources used for development may be renewable resources and non-renewable resources, as you know about these two terms. Okay, so we have limited stocks of non-renewable resources that are lost forever once used. So use of renewable resources like groundwater faster than what nature can restore can lead to their scarcity. So even if the resources are renewable, when we are using it at a rate faster what nature can restore, then it will lead to scarcity, obviously. And our future generation not be able to use it. The concept of sustainable development comes here. So dear, what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is the development which does not harm the environment, and the recent development does not overlook the needs and requirements of the future generation. So we are developing, but we will take care of the future generation so that they also can get their share. Okay, so we should not overlook the needs and requirements of future generation as well when we are developing. So we should always go for sustainable development. Sustainability of development involves, number 1, more efficient use of our existing resources. Number 2, finding fresh reserves of resources. So number 1, more efficient use of our existing resources means whichever resources we have right now, we should use them judiciously. Okay. Number 2, finding fresh reserves of resources. So always by research we should find fresh reserves of resources. We should exploit new reserves of resources. Last one is coming up with innovative ideas and technology to use new resources in place of conventional ones. So for example, you can say coal. If we are using coal and petroleum, now with our innovative ideas we are using wind energy, solar power. So we should keep on coming with innovative ideas and technology to use new resources in place of conventional ones. So if we follow all these practices, we will hope for sustainable development. That's all for today. In our next class we will revise the chapter and we will cover the topic limitations of average income with some mathematical calculations. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.